Hot damn. Hot damn.
It used to be like Vayne, Trist, Ez, but then Ez got nerfed, and then I just started winning on Vayne only. So like, I got scared of playing Trist in a way. Like,
No, I know exactly what you mean. I'm like, oh, I'll
dude,
play
I'll,
Tristana, but then I haven't picked Tristana in like a few days. So
I spam Vayne.
interesting, interesting. So, do you always use these runes and build?
Runes, yeah, pretty much
Interesting,
100%
interesting.
of the
Okay, okay,
time. Build is like
Wait, am I or what?
situational, but it varies like ever so slightly.
okay, okay. Do you know which one of these replays you want to watch first?
Yeah, let's do the Thresh one.
Sure.
Vayne Thresh.
And tell me about your like gameplay. I guess what do you think you need to work on, or what is something you do well?
Um, well, okay, so like a month ago, I was literally gold 5, literally a month ago.
Oh shit.
So, but I have gotten like coaching sessions, and I feel like I've improved a lot on my macro decision making. It's not perfect, but I have improved a lot, like in objective sieging and whatnot.
Mhm. Mhm.
What I do feel like I'm lacking in is taking smart trades, like I always try to do like risky plays, and I try to be cautious, but it feels like I'm missing something, and I end up getting punished for like a simple little mistake that I should have seen coming.
Interesting. Interesting.
So more like macro, I mean micro
So,
management.
do you mind if I ask who you got coaching from? Because I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, it's this player. His name is On the Street. Um, he has been like challenger before. I think he's like Plat 1 right now.
Wait, NA?
Yeah, in NA.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So let's talk about the landing phase then. So you mentioned that sometimes you take not smart trades, right? Um, so part of that has to do with kind of the lane matchup, right? In this
Oh,
lane matchup, what do you uh, what if I told you there are four kinds of styles in a matchup? If I told you there was like all in, catch, sustain, and poke, what would Vayne and Thresh be?
I'm sorry, Ellen. Is there a way to mute like the spam messages on Discord?
Oh, I think you go to like user settings and
Yeah, it's just like
notifications.
I'm getting like a ton. I don't know if it's like I don't know what
Yeah,
server
yeah.
it
Go
is.
to user settings and then go to notifications, and you can do sounds there. Just like move all the sound, turn all the sounds off.
Okay, I see it.
Someone's spamming you or something.
Legit, like I could barely
Not like
pay attention
this.
to what you're saying. Okay, I got it. Well, yeah, I mean, as a Vayne player, I try to pay attention to the matchup and see what could go wrong and avoid that. I have been watching a lot of your videos lately, trust me. Like, the audio is taken off on this video, but in the background you can hear yourself like talking to someone else.
Really? Wait, that's fucking funny.
No,
Uh,
I'm not even joking you, dude.
God
Like
damn.
on
All
all four
right.
of these.
All right. All
And I
right.
just found you like 2 days ago.
Nice, nice. We just randomly found this on YouTube, or?
And no, I watch Ghost a lot, obviously, because I'm a Vayne player. And someone asked him for coaching. He was like, "No, like I wouldn't be informative at all." But there is one guy um, that is like extremely informative, and I recommend him. Like, go watch his videos on
Oh
YouTube.
shit! Really? Goes to give me that promotion. Damn.
Yeah, you didn't
God
know?
damn. Did not know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um.
he said that. Well, anyways,
So
um,
yeah, did you hear
I
my? Should I repeat my earlier question since I think you were busy dealing with Discord messages or
about
notifications?
like what do I think about like matchups and what do I like expect?
Yeah, yeah. If I gave you four categories, if I told you there's poke, there's trade, there's all in, and there's catch, what would Vayne and Thresh be? Name any or all of the categories.
Um, Definitely all in, of
Okay,
course.
I agree, right? Because
Um,
Vayne's got that three-hit passive going.
mhm. Poke just ever so slightly, but more so, all in, just because I feel like that's what Vayne's kit really offers her, I guess. But it has
So
to be very particular, like it can't be like all the time. It has to
Hmm.
be under certain circumstances.
Hmm. So my idea of poke is that you can do damage and receive no damage in return. Right? There's no risk. Is my idea of poke. Is that still would that change your answer?
Okay, yeah, that changes my answer.
Right, because anytime you hit anyone in this lane, they can punish. Right,
Right, yeah.
Tristana trait is actually better, and then Alistar is just gonna combo you. So and then another thing I would add is that I think you guys have very good catch potential. Right, anything with a skill shot CC, I consider to be catch on its own little category. Right, and Thresh I think would fit right into that category with his hook. Right, something like Blitz, right? How many times have you been hit by a Blitz? That's kind of catch. How many times have you hit by like Zyra E, Brand Stun, all this, anything with a skill shot, like Bard Q, right? I think all those are, I throw those under the category of catch, right? So if we say that, then Vayne and Thresh have all in, like you said, and catch, right? With Thresh. What does Tristana and Alistar have then?
All in.
I agree, all in with Alistar because that's pretty AIDS, right? For AD carry mains, you just die.
Right, yeah.
And
No,
then
yeah, I mean,
anything else?
well, I mean, just the obvious fact that first will trade better than I can, 80% of the time. Um, I don't know. I mean, in this lane, I kind of just try to reciprocate. Like, I guess, like if Alistar combos me, then Thresh can walk up to Trist or vice versa. Um, but yeah, I just feel like they have way better all-in potential than we do.
Right. So their category, the way I see it is that they are also all in catch, right? So even though I said catch is usually skill shot, Alistar's all in is point and click, right? And it's pretty good range. So I would say they are catch and all in as well. So it's like, oh, who wins? Who wins in a fight? Then how do you know who wins? Any ideas? How do you guarantee who wins? There are a number of ways.
Um, I would say just, I mean, reading a play and kind of going based off of what cooldowns are down, what are they or who are they used on,
Right, right, right.
and
Who are they
what
used
Thresh has to
on?
offer.
Cooldowns, right? So I throw that all under one kind of idea, which is the value of your ability, right? So the side that gets more value wins in a way. So if Alistar combos Thresh, you can go on Tristana, right? If Thresh lands a hook on Tristana, that's good value, right? If Thresh plays nothing, that's negative value because now you guys don't have it. So this is a special case, and describe to me what happens here. I think you already know, but this is really important.
Yeah, well, with Vayne, I always try to push for the level two, but I tell you, it fails three-fourths of the time, and I was just caught a little bit off guard with how quickly Sana had pushed. So I was in just a horrible spot. I needed to flash her W like immediately.
Or that's still like not a good outcome, right? We don't want to have to flash her W, right? What else could we do?
I mean, just back up, go
Right.
on the
So
tower.
once you realize that you can't get level 2, you shouldn't fight for it, right? Because you know that there's no way that you can get it. So you're just gonna lose a bunch of HP, which is what happens here. If you're really hell bent on getting level 2, one thing I can, or pushing in general, one thing I can tell you is always have your auto attack on cooldown and use it on minions for the first wave, right? So anything like this where we're standing around, if you really wanted it, you could do auto attack on cooldown, right? And then tumble immediately. And then hitting Alistar, we could say you should be hitting a range minion. But I would say it's okay to not go for level 2 in this lane, right? The bigger picture is that if they get level 2 first, you can't fight, right? You just gotta wait. So you kind of got punished for that, and now it's like really hard for you to do anything, right? Because now jungle comes and you die, or
Right, yeah.
Alistar flash and you die too. So
About hitting the range minion, I always think about that too because with relic shield supports like that, they would tend to usually get a proc off on like the the melee creeps,
mhm.
and I see it like as a good opportunity to poke, but at the same time, I feel like it might be more valuable to cool down the wave a little bit or just start autoing the minions more.
Right, right, right. So uh, when oh my god, this is gonna be really good. But when the range minions, if you have a choice between hitting the first wave's range minions or the enemy melee support, and it makes more sense to hit the range minions, right? Otherwise, you're gonna lose level 2. Because let's say you hit the enemy support, their AD carry hits your range minions, you can't get level 2, right? But you got what the trade off was that you got like 100 damage or something on the enemy support.
Yeah.
So usually not worth. I'm gonna go for a catch here.
It's barely worth ever.
Right. So now this lane is maybe it's recoverable, right? Because now Tristana's been spamming mana. She doesn't really have anything. In a catch lane, right? The way I kind of think about it is that you kind of want your catch support to go first. So if you have Thresh, you're like, oh, he needs to land hook first before we do anything. That would be my mindset if I were playing this. But now that all this has happened, what are you thinking?
Well, because I have no summoners, I mean, all I can really do is just farm as safely as possible and just avoid an Alistar combo by all means necessary. So I was kind of enjoying the fact that Tristana was just pushing. I wasn't worried about a Rengar ganking, especially because of the side that we're on. And because, I mean, the lane bush was warded. So I mean, I was not scared of the Rengar at all. I felt like he would prioritize other lanes, like, you know, Xerath once he rushes 6.
But do you think you can die here? Is there any possibility that you can die here?
I mean, if I'm careless and walk forward, not respect the Alistar range.
If they're in this bush, is it possible for him to flash combo?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
It could be really risky to stay on that side, if that makes any sense, of the lane, right? The side which their engaged person is on, because he can actually flash combo. You can actually die here, right? If Tristana jumps over and then Alistar flash combos immediately, then there's nothing you can do, right? It's all up to Thresh. So it'd be really scary. One way you can kind of prevent that is, do you know how to ward over from this side?
Yeah, not consistently though. I fail sometimes, but
let me see if I can pull it up. I wonder if I can just zoom in super far. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so if you're standing in this cubby, oh shit, maybe it's not good quality. You can put your ward onto this. Okay, let me see. Because this is kind of important for warding that side without dying. I think someone mentioned it. Here we go. And then it's like 505. This word. So if you stand there, you can click the tip of the rock and it'll ward over. So that prevents anything like that happening, right? So this could have been like Alistar flash combo with Rengar coming out, but that's just like something to help you get vision in your lane, if that makes any sense. I don't know. That's always like a trap, you know? Like they didn't even have to do that because now they're in danger of killing you. Oh my god. Never mind, you guys are good.
yeah.
Oh baby, this is a winner. Get in there. Oh nice. You're still good. Very nice. Nice play. The futile attempt to headbutt. Okay, so that was good. You're gonna push this, you're gonna base probably. Nice. So remember our talk about the lane matchup, right? In the end, we kind of figured out that whoever got the most value out of their abilities is gonna win, right? Does that change at level 6?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So how does the matchup change at 6? Like when I say change, I mean does your side want to do anything differently, and does their side want to do anything differently?
Well, I mean, I just feel like there's way more kill potential. I mean, especially, I mean, on both sides. It is fairly even, but I kind of just assumed Thresh to capitalize on their engage, you know, just like how he did before. I don't know if I'm like putting too much, if I'm depending too much on Thresh, but I kind of expect him to, you know, throw out everything he has, like ultimate and everything.
Right. But does the kind of idea of what you guys want to do change? Like, do you guys want to poke instead of all in all of a sudden?
I would just poke right now. I would just wait for my summoners.
No, no, I mean at like level 6. You know,
Oh, I
like
mean,
there's a lane matchup change at level 6.
yeah, I guess.
In what way? I should say, because this is also important. In terms of certain champions, they do different things at level 6, right?
You're right.
So
Well, I mean,
if it changes, how does it change?
there's just more outplay potential.
Right. But do you guys? Okay, so we classified your lane as kind of all in slash catch, right?
Right.
Does that change at level 6?
Yes.
To what other categories would you throw in there?
Okay,
So
well,
there's
it's
like
still all in and catch.
right. So and then there's like, oh,
There's,
there's trade, and then there's also poke. So, uh, is it obvious that you guys want to trade slash poke as well?
uh, yeah.
Wait. So how do you guys win a trade? Like, what is there an obvious way to win a trade? So what I mean by trade, I mean like, you have a Soraka heal, so you trade evenly and then you heal up. That would be an obvious way to trade, right? You're playing Nami. You want to trade when Nami has her wave up. That would be super easy, right? In this case, same question. Is there an obvious way to trade?
No.
Right. There's no obvious way to trade. When I talk about like these categories, they're super broadly defined, right? So it has to be really obvious for champions to fall under these categories, right? Um, and then do you guys want to poke at all?
Mm, I mean, it can be risky.
But it's the same thing. There's no obvious way to poke, right?
Yeah.
What I mean by poke, I mean like think about like Vel'Koz or like Xerath in your lane, right? Or something like a Zyra or a Karma, right? Those are all I would consider to be very heavy poke. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, so the point I'm getting at is that the way you play this lane doesn't change at level 6, right? Because you guys still want to look to all in, you guys still want to look to catch. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's really important to make this difference because if you're playing against something like an Ashe, for example, it does change. Or if you're playing against something like a what's another common bot laner right now, Xayah, right? They probably changes less for Xayah, but you know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope. Maybe I'm crazy.
No,
But
but
something,
I see what you're getting in that. It
right.
may be a little confusing at times for me, but
Yeah, something like Brand, for example, will go from just catch and poke to all in as well. He can throw his ulti in there, and he coming in 3 categories. But yeah, and then does the enemy lane change at all at level 6? Like what they
uh,
want to do?
with Brand,
No. Tristana Alistar.
no.
Right, I agree. They don't. Same thing, right? Same thing. They want to all in. They want to catch. They want to mostly all in though. So that's kind of how you know when you look at these replays. You ask yourself, are you playing the lane right? And then if the answer is yes, then you're probably doing a really good job. So far it was really good, except for the level 2, right? Everything except for the level 2 is really good. I would say. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I'll say it's pretty good. Here we have no thresh though. This could be spooky. We're going in for an all-in. If you have the item advantage, this can work. But
Yeah,
usually speaking,
I was kind of like looking
this
at the
this is
levels
not too
because
good. Yeah.
yeah, this was
Oh shit! If you bait out a gank though, that could be good. Oh yes. Oh, he's dead. Yeah. Okay. So
I
how
wasted
do
two
you,
over here.
how do we know? I was super hesitant when I saw this. Right? How do we know? There are 2 reasons. 2 main reasons I would say.
How do we know what?
How do we know this gank is a high chance of failure?
I mean, I wasn't expecting the Rengar, but are you saying like why it would be why it wouldn't work if you did gank?
Yeah, I guess looking at it from the future, right? We already know like a gank is coming. So one of the big reasons we know this doesn't work is that they have a missing jungler, right? And our jungler is not on our side, so this is a 2v3. Is there another big reason why this doesn't work?
Yeah, I mean, I have ult Q, I have flash, I have both summoners.
No, another reason why it doesn't work.
What do you mean? It wouldn't work for Rengar?
No, for you guys. For you guys. Like this gank doesn't work for two big reasons, I would say.
Um, Maybe we don't have the TP advantage. It would just be a 3v2.
Okay,
There's no
there's
one.
a global. I did forget that, so that's the third reason. Um, but the idea I want to convey is that you guys want to catch all in, right? And they're all in, right? So theoretically speaking, it's really hard to pull this off when their all in is just better, right? So you can say, oh, the item difference can make up for it, but usually speaking, the item difference doesn't make up for the matchup, right? The way we know that their all in is better is because your Thresh has a skill shot. So say they have Flash, and Alistair goes on you, and you condemn him away, and then he stuns you somehow, and then Tristana flashes the hook. Then we lose, right? There's no way. So it's like it's not a very uh, it's not a clean gank, if this makes any sense. It's not like a clean. You don't want this fight, theoretically speaking, right? Um, and just by knowing that, we would know. Oh, we don't want to hit this Alistar. We just want to run.
Right. I was a little hesitant there. I was looking at just levels and I thought like, oh, we could definitely fight this. That's why I was like all up for it. But I completely forgot about the GP ult. Completely forgot that the Rengar would have been 6 by then.
It's like something like this. It may not seem like a. It may like seem like you can't do anything about. But if you build up enough patterns, if you see enough patterns like this, and you're like, oh, warning signs go off in your head, you could be like, oh, maybe Thresh, we don't want to do this, like spam backping or something. Which is one of the reasons why I mentioned this, because this is very big in the bot lane, right? How many times have you seen a bot lane get ahead and then they try and do something and it just like fails and they lose their lead, right? This is
Oh,
kind of
all
how
the
it
time.
happens, right? Yeah, all the time. This is how it happens. Is that they're missing a piece of information, which would have told them that you don't want this, unless certain what's it called? Certain parameters are met, right? Like say for example, you saw Rengar top and Gangplank uses ulti and Alistar just used headbutt on a minion. Then you're like, we go, right? Because this is a 100% chance to work. But other than that, that's kind of how you know you don't want this at all.
Definitely. And
Yeah,
even then, I still was a little hesitant. I feel like if I, like, as soon as I see the Rengar animation, the ultimate, I should have just backed off completely. I walked back in just to get a condemn off on Talistar, but I mean, I feel like kind of caused the Rengar to get in range, and then I wasted flash. Then thought I could save Thresh, wasted heal,
right.
so boom.
Exactly. Let's see. We have no flash, so it's kind of scary a little. But Rengar has no ulti. Gangplank has no ulti, so we're okay. Oh, hold up. Is there anything they can do to punish what you're doing here? This is also important.
Yeah, I mean, I just assumed that they backed, but for all I know, they could still be in that bush right there.
Exactly. That
There's
was my warning sign. Basically, bot lane is all about who can trick the other guy more, right? So if they're sitting in this bush, we're gonna be
no,
super upset,
that would
right?
be a
Um,
tilter.
right. And how do you know that if they sit in the bush, it's gonna work? Assuming no Eve, it's just a 2v2.
How do I know it would work for them?
Yeah, how do you know it worked for them 100% based on the
Well,
matchup?
if I get pulverized headbutt, it's over. Like
Right, they
we
went all
lose
in,
automatically. Yeah.
right? And they have high ability value. Those kind of two things will tell you like pretty much any kind of lane matchup. Um, High ability value, and they went all in, right? So the idea is that you guys would never be able to win that. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, you guys lose tower. That's fine. Nothing you can do. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, he caught this guy. That's part of the catch. I think if we take this, we might lose though because oh, this is interesting. You got Eve, so this is good. This is gonna be really good. There's no way he can get away, right? You're gonna get something. Okay, this is really awkward. Oh,
You're
everyone's
gonna
gotta
die
run.
here. Yeah, I died.
Yeah, everyone's
Yep. You're gonna
suffering.
auto the minion.
Okay, so how would you describe what happened here?
It was just very impulsive, careless. I mean, I I, I decided to all in based off Thresh landing his CC, but at the same time, they can turn it so easily with Alistair CC, you know?
Right. So remember how we said whoever has more ability value wins, right? Did we say that? I think we said that. So when we see a hook like this, what's the value?
I mean, he just wasted it. He doesn't have it anymore. He won't have it anymore for like
So would you
12
say very good, good, 0, bad, negative?
The value?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty high value.
How is it high value?
The hook, I mean.
Right. How is it high value?
It's really his only catch.
So say, let me throw a different example. So say Malphite is top, right? And he sees the enemy AD carry. So he ults in, but then he dies because the enemy AD carry has his whole team around him, and Malphite doesn't have his team. So what was the value of Malphite's ult, even though he hit it?
0.
Right, 0 or negative, right? 0 or negative. So same thing with this hook. It's the same idea, except that instead of Malphite, it's a Thresh, right? And instead of Malphite's team, it's you. So what's the value on this hook?
Negative.
Right, negative. And why? And the reason is because we cannot follow up because we're not here. I can't hit him.
Just way too far.
Exactly. So that's how you know that you lose this 2v2, or this 2v2 is probably not going to work, right? Because we already started out with a negative value, right? You don't hook for damage, right? This does no damage. You hook for the CC, right? So he got 0 value out of Flay and hook, right? That's how you know. And the lantern also had 0 value, I would say. Everything had 0 value. So you almost won because it was a 3v2, but we didn't know where Rengar was, so of course you guys lose, right? There's no way. 0% chance is what we call it. So a lot about League, especially when you get to like Platinum, Diamond, Master, Challenger, is about picking fights where you know you win 100% of the time, right? And making sure you don't pick fights where you lose 100% of the time, right? That's the first step, is that we avoid awful fights and take very good fights, right? So if you ever see 0 value ability, like Orianna misses her ulti, okay, you guys stop contesting Baron and you let them start it, and then maybe you can poke them off it, right? Because you have negative value Oriol. Same thing with missing Malphite ult, right? What are examples in this game? Like Eve tries to assassinate someone but fails, so she loses her ult, right? That would be negative value. So yeah, you would know that you would stop going for this because we got no value and it was just not possible, right? That's kind of the idea. Is that's kind of how it would help you. You know how you're talking about, oh, I'm not sure, taking bad trades, but I'm not sure, how to recognize good ones. I think was it, trying to fight, but sometimes goes wrong.
Right.
Right. This would be an example, right? It looks kind of good, but if we think about it, actually there's 0% chance that this works, right? So that's kind of how you see it. That's kind of how I see it, at least, is that in this all-in matchup, catch matchup, whatever, if the catch is not good enough, you're gonna lose, right? So that's kind of what happened.
Okay. So so in that instance, because the hook, the flay, the lantern, it was all pretty much wasted. So
yes.
At that point, like at that red flag, is that just the perfect moment to just like engage, like go back to the CS, I guess?
This is what you do, right? So he does all this shit, and then you backping this, and then you say, we hit the closest guy. Because we know this is a lost fight. So in order for you to win, they need to make a mistake, right? So you can still safely hit the closest guy, but we're not going to go deep for this guy, right? So you can hit Alistar here, and then see if Eve can find something. And if you see Rengar, you can, condemn Alistar or Rengar, and everyone gets out. But we're just so far deep because everyone's going for Tristana, right? That was the issue. But you can still salvage it if you can bait them into having low value as well, right? And I guarantee you, at any ranks, they will make mistakes and have low value as well, right? Like let's see this. Okay, what's the value of that Tristana ulti?
Okay.
Probably not very high, right?
Yeah. No.
Because you already got the headbutt going. Now I can't get away from Eve. I don't know what's going on, but you shouldn't have headbutt, right? It was low value. So if you hit the Alistar, maybe you can save it, right? But the big idea is that you should know you don't want this. If there's a commitment, everyone wants to get out, right? That's kind of how you know. That's how you kind of save yourself from these kind of situations where it seems like there's nothing you can do because your team started it, right? Your team started it, so you feel like you have to help them. But if you recognize that it's not a fight that you can win or that you shouldn't win, you should play slow, right? Play for the highest value possible. So like for example, on Vayne, high value would just be getting 3 hits off, right? That's pretty good. And then condemning someone into the wall. So that's all you're looking for. And then playing fast would be like, oh, we're going for the 80 carry, right? We have more people, so we can play fast. In that case, you wanted to play slow since Thresh already kind of messed up. Does that make sense so far? Or am I crazy?
No, it definitely does.
Any questions, by the way, about anything we just talked about? Because I feel like there's a lot.
It is a lot, but that's why I was kind of looking forward to going over this replay, because I felt like I played the lane as not as best as I could, but pretty well overall. I mean, at least for Plat 2. And even then, I was still like, what could I have done better?
Right.
Because
so it
we
looks.
did lose this game.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like good outcome, right? And the only mistakes weren't started by you, except for the level 2. That was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But you know, most of it was because Thresh did what? He did not play the lane matchup correctly, right? So if you do know your lane matchups and you see your support not doing the right thing, what I do is I just like backping them, right? I'm like, oh, we don't actually want that, right? That's kind of crazy. So, or you would know that not follow up, for example, because it's like not good. Wait, did Rengar use ulti here? Hold up. So here, we're like alone versus Gangplank. You know you can't help that fight. It's too far away, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any other options besides basing after you push this in?
No, not that come to mind. I was going to push that in, but as soon as GP showed up, I said, no, I can't do anything here.
So who wins 1v1? Vayne or GP at 14 minutes?
GP.
Why do you say that?
Maybe. I just don't have much confidence with Vayne until I finish 2 items.
Interesting. Right, so a big part of pushing your lead is like knowing what you can get, right? So the reason why I ask is because you can hide in this bush and hit him, right? And then what is he gonna do?
Barrel.
He's gonna barrel. So if you hit him a few more times and leaves, isn't that like free damage?
Yeah.
What if you kill the barrel? Even better, right? So
yeah.
We kind of figure out that Gangplank wants to all in, right? But who's all in is better, Vayne's or Gangplank's?
Vayne.
Yeah, Vayne's disgusting, right? That's why we play this champion. It's awesome, dude. You shit on everyone, right? It's amazing. So that's kind of how you would be able to recognize that, oh, we can actually trade with this guy and beat him up if he tries to fight us. So you could have looked for something there, but taking this option is not bad either. And the reason why we know we can fight him is because it's 1v1, right? We saw everyone top or mid or whatever.
I was a little scared. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was a little scared because I wasn't entirely sure that Rengar ulted. And I just figured, you know, this is like an easy GP ult into a Rengar ult, and I'm dead.
This is true. So if Rengar did have ult,
play very safe.
That's good then. If you didn't know, and that's good, then you should assume that he does have it, right? So this is actually the right play then. If you think that Rengar still has ult, so that's actually fine. But if somehow you knew he didn't have ult or whatever, then it would be good to go for it. Here you probably want to push another wave, right? See what you can do. Maybe Rengar has ulti in like 30 seconds. Oh, he's top, so you're good to go. You just want to push.
I had seen him up there, so I think I stay for like.
You're probably at the base because you have no mana though. That's awkward, right? He's just taking a wood in front of you. But yeah, you can like kill this guy pretty much at any time, as long as it's 1v1. So that's why I mentioned. Oh, you're gonna kill this guy right now. Can't run away. You can kill him 1v1. You got 2v1. This is free, right? So this is what I mean by fights that are 100%, right? You know this is guaranteed because this is 2v1, right? You just press R and you just Q him, or you just tumble. It doesn't matter, right? This is what I mean by the only fights we want to take are really good, and the fights we want to avoid are really bad, right? Being able to recognize these kind of fights is what's going to help you the most, right? So you say, oh, I'm all in, right? Vayne. So here's an example. Vayne is all in. Gangplank's all in. How does Vayne do damage? You auto attack. You 3 hit, right? How does Gangplank do damage? He has the barrel. So if you can dodge his barrel, you win. How do you dodge his barrel? You have flash. So that's how you kind of figure it out. Is that if you can't run to his tower, you win. Something like that, right?
True.
It's kind of the idea. Here, this. Oh, sorry.
That's
What were you
also
saying?
a problem I have. I'm pretty greedy with my flash, but when I do use it, 90% of the time I seem to use it defensively. I never use it offensively, to try and get a pick off. You know what I'm trying to say? Like flashing a Thresh Hook or Alistair WQ.
Right. That's actually kind of interesting because the reason why we know Catch loses an all-in is because, like I said, Catch has a skill shot associated to it, right? Like Blitz Hook and Thresh Hook. So when one side all ins, right, the Catch guy is going to throw a skill shot. So what dodges a skill shot 100% of the time?
Flash.
Theoretically. Yeah, exactly. So you just flash it and you lose, right? So that's kind of how you can figure it out. Also, this is kind of crazy because they have more people on this side of the map, but you guys might get away with this. Oh, okay.
No, I was kind of sad because I tried to condemn him into that wall.
Oh, that was a nice try.
He was like so fast.
Right. Dude, this
and,
fucking...
and the hook would have hit too. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't have.
This is really awkward.
That is. No, yeah, it would have.
Oh yeah, it would have. It's okay. There are two things we can say about this. Is one is like how many people do they have? There are a few things we can say about this. How many people?
They had two.
But like how many? Like everyone on the map that's missing counts as one person that's coming, right? So like worst case scenario, how many people are coming?
3 more plus GP.
Right. So they have 4 total, right? And Tristana can't get in here in time, so there's 4 total. So how many people do you guys have?
3.
Right. So who wins 4v3?
They do.
Right. So that's how we know we can't hit this tower, right? Unless you think that you have some kind of reason you can win a man advantage. And you have to have a very big reason, like I can one-shot someone, or we're hiding in a bush, right? Or they have no ultimates, right? In this case, are there any big reasons available to us?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
The only time you should ever fight with a man disadvantage is when you have a massive advantage somehow, right? You have a big enough advantage, it's worth a person. So an example is like you guys are hiding in a bush and you one-shot someone, right? That would be really good. Another example is like, you're kiting, I guess. Kiting and vision, I don't know. But usually you don't want to fight 3v4, right? That's kind of how we know that we don't want to hit this tower.
Right.
So when is it okay to hit the tower? I guess.
When we have vision of everyone.
Right. And when people are on the map too. So say if you really wanted to hit this, you should wait until Xerath is mid, so that if they all come bot, he can push mid or something like that, right? Otherwise, this is kind of crazy. If you want to talk about mechanics, just don't use your condemn, right? I think you already know that though. You just hit Rengar.
Yeah, I try to rely too much on mechanics and not think of these certain things, these little tiny details that would change outcomes.
Changes the way you play, right? So what's going on here? We're pushing bot, pushed past the river, and we're running in here. Is there anything dangerous about this, by the way?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Rengar, right?
Anyone.
That shit is gonna kill your ass real quick.
I remember thinking in that moment too, just like this is super careless.
You gotta, yeah, it's really. Oh, you guys lose, right? You already know you lost this unless something. Oh my god, he killed himself. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, couldn't get him. Come on, Xerath. Oh, you guys are all dead. Oh shit! Wait, yeah, what's going on? Everyone got out. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so okay, this is interesting. Okay, so what do you want to do in the mid game?
What do I want to do?
Yes, what do you want to do as an AD carry, I guess?
Look for opportunities to pressure objectives. I mean, where it's most efficient.
Right. So anything that's useful to your team is good, right?
Yes, exactly.
And gold generation is very good, right? So your first priority is where can I make my money? And the second priority is, or I guess this could be a first priority as well, but go help a fight that starts off good, right? If this is a winning fight, or I can help win this fight, you should go help, right? So this is kind of insane, but I would be like, yeah, I'm out of here. And then Tristana jumps in, and it's like, oh, good follow up. But you might want to be scared of running into the Gangplank ulti, right? Oh, Jesus, I can't believe you got away. Look at this HP. All right, let's see this. Oh, 26. Oh, Jesus. You're crazy, dude. You just did that to tilt him, right? You late heal just to tilt him. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy, dude. But yeah, so you don't this fight is a monkey fight because can you give me some reasons why this fight is not 100% or likely to lose?
Well, as soon as the thresh hook missed and then he got pulverized, I said, no, this is horrible. First of all, my placement is or my positioning in this scrimmage is just horrible anyway, and it's just pretty careless. So I felt at that point it's like, no, that this isn't working. And then the GP ult came up, and then Triss jumps in, so I'm like, oh, maybe there's a possibility. And then the Rengar ultimate animation, so I'm just like, yeah, hesitation is just what's going on right here.
It's just there's just no real way to win this fight, right? Like we said, catch a point not only missed, but he got engaged on. So you lose the all-in anyways, and now he doesn't even have his hook. And then second part is we didn't poke because we have Xerath. So we didn't let Xerath poke, but we should know that we don't really want to fight this unless something insane happens, right? Tristana getting hit by a stun kind of counts, but we just take too much damage from Gangplank out here, I think. Yeah, the idea is that you're not the one kind of initiating bad fights, but if you try and help someone who starts a really bad fight, this is gonna happen, right? You should have died there, right? Rengar should have gotten that 26 damage somehow. I don't know, but that was just lucky by him or by us that we didn't die. So I think the kind of idea so far, the kind of oh Jesus, let's watch this. Check out this Gangplank. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The kind of idea is that we're trying to continue fights that are already lost, right? It's all about recognizing for you so far. It should all be all about recognizing whether a fight is good or not, because I think that's the only thing that's really happened so far, and the level 2 thing. But you already know that. Don't fight for level 2 if you can't get it. If it's too late at a certain point. Oh, okay. What is the value of this condemn?
Pretty minuscule.
Right, I would say low. All right, but I think it's okay. Just to point out, if you want to work on the mechanical aspect of the game,
right? Yeah,
that's something you would
like
look at.
Waste.
But so far, I think your mechanics are really good, honestly. Beyond some like condemns, you have some really good tumble usage. It's all about figuring out, do I want to take this fight or not, right? Because even though we're 4-1, it's like, we haven't had much impact on the game outside of laning, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, they just had way too much catch. It's like you said. So.
Oh my god, this is really good. How do we know? How do we know you guys go 100% in here?
Alistair's dead.
Yeah, someone died for free, right? So go! Everyone, continue this fight. Don't get one shot by Rengar and you win. Yes, this is free. Fucking kill this guy. Oh, that was a nice condemn. Really good. And then push mid, sure. Probably don't want to Baron unless you guys think that you can get away with it. So yeah, okay, you guys push. Oh, really good. Really nice catch. There it is. Thresh found some juicy stuff and take the tower and base. Okay. Oh my god, dude, things turned around all of a sudden. What is going on? What kind of dragon is this?
Great for us for a second.
Dude, what the heck, dude? All of a sudden, you guys are winning. Hell yeah. Okay, it could be awkward going by here. Why do I say that?
Rengar.
Can you beat Rengar 1v1?
Hell no. Not in this.
No,
situation.
you don't think so?
Maybe, but like, I just felt like the odds are too even.
So how do you make sure you're gonna win? What's the plan if he comes out right now? What's the plan?
If he comes out, kite towards the wall, tumble, condemn, hope that works.
Agreed. I think it works. I think it works, right? Because you have ninja tabbies and you have heal, so you should win against Rengar. That's how we know it's okay to do this. And then instant Gangplank shows up, you want to run because they can 2v1 you, right? So I think that was fine. Because there's no real way for Rengar to kill you easily. Unless he has like 6 items, right? So he had 2 items. I think you're okay. I think you could have done it. So I think that was fine. But yeah, as long as you have a plan for their engage, you're good to do whatever you want, right? And then Darius should be going bot, right? I don't know what's going on here. Wait, what's going on here? Hold up. Where should you be?
Where should I be? That's a good question. GP was being so annoying, so you see me like go down a lot just to try and stop his push. I felt like there were like no other opportunities. Top was just too far away, and I assumed that staying mid, kind of like secured or prevented the enemies from seeing a Baron opportunity.
So here's an idea that might help you for the mid game. The idea is that as the AD carry, you want to generate as much gold as possible, right? That's the default state because usually nothing is going on. So in order to generate as much gold as possible, you want to push out a lane and let it push back to you, right? So do you know how to do that?
No.
So the way to do it is really easy. Literally, once I tell you, you can do it for now and forever. If you push it past the river, it'll come back to you eventually, right? It'll come back to you and you will lose minimum amount of CS. So all you have to do is push the lanes past the river like you guys did right now. This is lane priority, right? If you can push first, you have lane priority. So you want to push the lane first. How do you know if you have lane priority or not?
How do I know if I have lane priority?
Like, how do you know if you can push or not?
Oh, well, I mean, how far our wave clear is? I mean, how good our wave clear is?
Can they stop you or not?
Yeah.
Right? Can they stop you or not? The question is, can they stop you? So if you say no, you can go push, right? So in this case, you say Thresh come here, and then you word everything, and you push, and then they can't stop you because all they can do is just Rengar, and we already can beat Rengar, right? So that's how you know that you need to push. You need to push. You need to push. You need to push. Times when you can't push would be something that's not normal, like they have a Rengar and a Zed, right? Then that's not normal. You probably can't push a side lane, right? But in this case, you want to be top, right? In this case, you want to be top.
So yeah, in this case, I think you see me like get a wave mid, and then I get a little hesitant and stay mid just for another wave. So should I have pushed the wave and go?
Oh yeah, push the wave and do something, right? So the idea is that once you push, that's already an advantage, right? Because they have to take care. You have the initiative. You have tempo. If you push first, you can go do something first. Like say it is 3 hours into the game. If you push mid first and go to Baron, they have no idea, right? And you do Baron in 1 second. So that's the idea, is that you have the initiative to do something. So you push first, you go do something. So in this case, if you are afraid of Xerath dying to a camp or whatever, you help him push, and then everyone goes top or something like that, right? You go get wards in Baron. You go camp a bush. You go do something, right? So here, that's how you know you want to go top. When do you want to stay mid here?
When they're pushing mid?
In this case, this specific instance. There are, I guess, a few main reasons why you'd stay in this position.
I guess I'm playing more reactive in this point instead of causing the enemy team to react. I feel like, I don't know, I guess I just played way too scared and precautious. I was just trying to like save or play the safe way. You know what I mean?
I see. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But I guess, reasons why you'd stay in this position would be you want to siege, right? That would make sense, right? Another reason is you have a way to stop them from clearing the wave, right? Because they want to push too, right? So say you have an Ornn, we say, oh, we have a way to stop them, let's engage now. So you run with the wave, right? Other than that, you don't really want to stay mid after you push, or stay in any lane after you push, right? So the idea is that you want to push first, push out your wave past the river before you go do something, if you can, right? As long as you can account for their engage. So what is their engage if you go top?
Rengar ulti, GP ulti.
Okay, and then one more big one.
Alistar.
Yes, so 3. So if you see them on the map, or you say I have a counter to them, right? You say I've condemned for Alistar or whatever, that would be a counter. Then you can go push top, right? So Lantern will also be a counter to like Gangplank ult, for example. So all you do is left with Rengar, and then you say I use my ulti for Rengar. Easy, right? Then you can go top. So the reason why we can't sit in this lane is because we're sharing money and XP with our solo laners, right? So that's kind of an issue. Oh no, oh no, Eve is going bot, right? So it's like, what would you rather have? Your jungler, your jungler who gets money, or your AD carry who gets money?
AD carry.
Right. So this is kind of how you can win at the lower ranks without even having to fight the other guy. This proper wave management, right? Oh wow, what is the value of that gank plan? Oh, let's talk about that.
Nothing.
Is it worse or nothing? Is it worse than nothing, or is it nothing?
Worse than nothing.
I would agree. It's worse than nothing right now, because your team is running in now. Now you're like, oh shit, let's go. They have no game plan. Oh, get in there, right? Okay, he couldn't find it. Oh my. Okay, what's his Xerath ulti gonna be? It's probably gonna be 0. That's not good. But it was the right idea, right? So something like that. This is how you can carry fights in solo queue by yourself. If you recognize those situations where they got 0 or negative, where they're down a person, you spam ping forward and you're like, let's go. We want this, right? Let me see. Let me see if I can find an example of the other day when I played Vayne. I think I had a few deaths. This one probably. Let me see. Is it this one? Alright, never mind. I thought it would be a clear example, but it's not as clear. But the idea is that if you have more people, right? Oh, Jesus, they snuck a Baron. If you have more people, you want to fight. Or if they miss something, you want to fight, right? Okay, how did they sneak this Baron?
I think they just had a vision of me recalling or something. Or they saw Darius spot. And at this point, like, I think I checked to see if he has TP and he has Ghost. I'm pretty sure.
It's
yeah,
just gone then, yeah.
So it's because they have. I was like, oh, this is gone.
They have Cassiopeia, right? So it's like, oh, I think they're just Baroning. Oh, steal, baby! Ah! Okay, nice try. So we based for a Phantom Dancer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're trying to fight this? You don't want to fight this. How do we know you don't want to fight this?
I don't. I just felt like, maybe we can get a pick or something.
Remember, the idea is that you want to take fights where you know you win. So if you don't know you win, that's how you know you don't want to take this, right? There's no clear way to win this, right? And if you want to go deeper, you say, oh, we have a poke champion and we're trying to all in here right now. So it could go really poorly, right? It should go really poorly. So that's kind of how you figure it out. This is really dice. This is really spooky. I don't know why we're sieging, right? So when do you want to siege? When do you want to hit the enemy tower? I should say.
I mean, when it's safe to do so. When we
right.
have vision.
So is it safe to do so?
No.
And how do you know?
There are 3 missing, and they have Baron.
They have good engage. Well, Baron doesn't really matter in this case, right? But if we haven't figured out how to beat their engage, you can't hit the tower, right? Like say for example, are you ready for Cassiopeia R flash?
No.
Are we ready for Alistar flash combo over the wall?
No.
And are we ready for Rengar? I'd say you're ready for Rengar. You're always ready for Rengar, right? I think you played really well when it came out. So there are 2 things that we're not ready for. So that's how you know you can't hit the tower, right? Because if you get hit by one thing, you lose your inhibitor, right? So that's how I know that you guys don't really want this tower, is that no one's really ready for their engage. But luckily they're not doing anything. But yeah, don't hit the tower unless it's really obvious, right? It has to be really obvious. Okay, this is gonna go really poorly if you guys try and stop this. Oh, okay, never mind. He's out. So here we're mid. Okay, what's the idea now? If they push into you, what is your response? So remember how we're like in the mid game, you want to push out first and then be proactive, right? Go do something. So in this case, if they're Baron, right? They're gonna push into you. You can't stop that. What do you want to do?
Try to defend, reciprocate, match.
Right. You want to wave clear, right? You want to wave clear. So this is really good. And then there's another option you can take, right? So when they go do something, you can catch them while they're doing it, right? So say you guys wanted mid priority, so you push mid, go to Baron, all of a sudden Rengar comes out. That would be an example of they let you get lane priority, and then they're gonna catch you while you go do that thing. So those are the 2 main things you can do, right? Wave clear, and then try and come up with a way to stop them, because you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna push, and then like this is a way. You're just gonna kill this guy, I hope. Kill this guy. Please kill this guy. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. Eve, what are you doing? Okay, you got him. You got him. Easy, right? Easy. This is 100%, right? How do we know? There's no way to save him, right? There's no Lulu, no Janna, right? So this is what I mean by you want to recognize when it's 100%. They have no reasonable way to stop Charm, right? Eve Charm. They're gonna push mid though. It's kind of awkward. I think it's okay. It could be worse. You guys are gonna get bot tower. That's good. Okay, I think you want to base. He does not want to do dragon right now, but whatever.
Yeah, I think he just solos it. Oh, this is where just like the game ends. It's horrible.
If you lose a fight when they have Baron, oh, you're not gonna die. Oh, okay, right. So we're not ready for the engage, so we lose, right? That's the idea. Is that oh Jesus.
Walked into that barrel, nice.
Oh no. Okay, so even though we're really strong, we couldn't have enough impact, right? That's the big idea, right? So basically, in this replay, we followed up on every fight that was like not great. We followed up and it turned out bad still, right? Because something has to happen for a bad fight to turn good, right? So let's say like Thresh went in and then he had the 0 value hook and flay, right? If Eve one-shot Tristana, they could make it good, right? But in our case, you have to kind of recognize if the fight is good or not and then play accordingly, right? So if the fight is very good, you want to go in. And if fight is not good, you want to get out, right? Hit the closest guy if you can, but you want to get out, right? And then the second part is you need to watch their engage, right? If you're not ready for an engage, you're just not going to be able to win, right? What can you do? Like this top play, right? When this shit happened, right? Let's see. The idea is clear the wave, right? That's your first priority. And then follow up on a good fight. So is any of this a good fight?
No.
Right, I would agree. So we can't follow up on this. Everyone wants out, right? We only care about wave clearing. Your team should only care about wave clearing and taking really good fights, right? So Thresh catches Cassiopeia or something, right? If she has no cleanse. So that's how we know that we die. Is because we were out here, but there was nothing to get, right? You just want to let Xerath poke. Like say for example, if we're back here and they went on Xerath, you can kill everyone, right? Because you're playing Vayne and you're really strong. But yeah, actually that was a Cassiopeia R flash, right?
Yeah, it was.
Like we talked about earlier at the tower, right? That's always a thing you have to watch out for. So yeah, that's what I think about this game, at least thus far. What do you think so far?
Well, yeah, I mean, there were just so many little details that were missed, and that could have been done better. Decisions that could have made a little more thought out.
So the big idea so far that I think would help you the most is the whole matchup idea is that, oh, do we win all in, right? Do we win trade? Do we win poke? Do we win XYZ? Because then you can translate to top lane, right? So say you're Vayne versus Camille, who wins? Or let's say what's the category of Camille?
Catch.
Right? Catch and what else? I would say also all in, right? Yeah. So all in. And then you're playing Vayne, so you're all in, right? That's basically it. And then now you say, how do you win? So like we talked about, whoever gets more value. So how do you stop her stun value?
Condemn.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. That'll be insane. That'll be you tilt the shit out of him if you do that, right? That'd be very good. Flash would be the very common one, right? You have Flash, you beat Camille every day, right? And then how does Camille guarantee a stun on you or try to guarantee?
Flash.
Right, she can do the same thing, right? So it would be a very whoever gets hit by the stun loses in that matchup, and then you win, right? That's kind of how you figure it out. In this lane, I think that'll help you a lot. And then the other part to that last game was watching their engage and then making sure you don't you're never in a position to get engaged on without a response, right? Like for example, Cassiopeia R flash, right? Yeah, let's talk about this lane real quick. When you see this is the same thing, but Vayne Alistar is what?
All in.
Right, I agree. And then Xayah and Morgana is what?
Poke, all in.
I would say. Okay, let's go through it one by one. Okay, I would say catch, right? Because Morgana, her Q, and then all in because Xayah presses W, right? So they're catch all in, right? So who wins the all in fight?
They do.
Why is that?
Um, Spell Shield, Zaya R. It's just way
Well,
too
before
many ways.
6. Always before 6 first.
I still think that it is a little situational, but for the most part, they win.
For the most part, you guys should win, right? Because you're all in. You guys are double all in. And Morgana's catch, right? So unless Morgana lands the perfect shield, you guys are gonna win, right? That's how you should think of it, right? And let's say Alistar's smart, so he runs down from the tri-bush, and he can headbutt Zaya or Morgana. She can't spell shoot in time, right? It's impossible.
Right.
Or he can just walk up to them, same thing. Or he can just flash on Morgana. She can't spell shoot herself. So you guys win all in, right? That's what I want you to think is classify these champions and then play accordingly, right? So if you have trade, you want to hit them as much as possible because you win trade. If you have poke, you let your support poke as much as possible, and don't get caught unless they have no HP, right? Don't let them engage unless they have no HP. So yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's probably fast forward a bit because I think your laning was pretty good. At least the outcome was pretty good. Okay, what's going on here? Let's watch this guy. How does he get caught? Morgana bind.
Binding.
You're gonna fucking die. He should die. Oh, he's dead. Oh my, where's the ignite? What? He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Yeah, okay. Minions killed him, right? Oh my god. That is pretty unfortunate. That was not your fault at all, right?
Yeah, wasted heal. Well, I tried to save him.
Oh, he can't.
The Alistar was pretty tilted this game because I think he was just auto-filled.
That's awkward. Oh, this is a 2v1, right? This is gonna be a guaranteed win as long as you don't get one shot, right?
Yeah, as long as I don't get one shot.
Did you get one shot? He's gonna. Yeah, the only one shot is E flash, right? So very nice, very nice. Good, good, good. You can attempt to push this out. It'll be really hard, but I think you can do it. Nice space. Sure, sure, sure. So far so good, right? Kind of like last game, in a way where they just you just got a bunch of free kills or assists, I guess. Let's see. Wow, this is that's a spicy gank. Wow. You want to know why it doesn't work? Yeah.
Back to lane gank.
Seems good. Seems good. I don't know what's going on, but oh, you're gonna die if you're not careful. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm trying too hard to dodge it. That Morg held onto her binding.
Right, but that's you should know that you don't want to fight this. How do you know? Right here.
How do I know that I don't want to?
Yes.
I mean, it's 3v2.
Exactly. So that's why you wouldn't try and hit this guy.
Dangerous.
That's exactly. Risky. So you shouldn't hit this guy. I think that's your problem. Is that?
Yeah, I have like a bad habit of hey, if I'm in range, like maybe I could get like.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. Right? It's like, oh
like...
shit, I can hit him. But sometimes it's not good to do so, right? It's not necessarily free hits. Like this is like really bad, right? Because zero value combo, right? So that's kind of how you know.
Right there, I was just like, okay.
I think he just sad face now. Okay, let's skip past because I think we're running out of time. But oh, this is 2v2. This is interesting. Let's take a look. But yeah, I think that's the general idea. Is that if you can figure out or learn to recognize when these fights are good, right? Is this a good fight? Stop. Right? Is this a good fight?
It looked promising because she used spell shield on Zaya and then he uses the headbutt onto the Morg. And I saw an opening to get a condemn, but I mean it fails.
But in terms of what we talked about, ability value, is this a very good fight? That's the only ones you want to take, right? Is this a very good fight?
No, not really for us.
Right, so that's how you know you want to play slow and kite, right? You want to kite this out because unless something big happens, you're not gonna win. She's gonna ult you, she's gonna E flash, or yeah, you're dead. Oh, the big outplay, but it still doesn't matter, right? Because
yeah, no damage.
They had too much value, right? We just couldn't do anything. There's a sick outplay. Let's watch this again. That was really good. See, it's not your mechanics that are the issue in these games, right? You play Vayne 200 something games, it's obviously not your mechanics, right?
Minions there.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mechanics are good.
It's fine. Like even if I were you in this position, still can't win. Okay, that should tell you something, right? Is that the way you kind of win League of Legends is you put yourself in a position where the other guy can't win no matter what he does, right? You set up checkmate in advance, or you play tic-tac-toe. Right? You do that stupid thing where you trap a beginner player where you do like the corners or some shit, right? And then all of a sudden, no matter what they do, they lose. That's what we're trying to do in League of Legends, okay? Is that no matter what they do, they lose, right? That's what we want to set up.
Definitely.
And it's like tic-tac-toe, but your teammates can also place their X's or whatever. Your teammate press the X, place the X in like nowhere. So you don't wanna fight this or whatever. You can choose not to play. That's what you should do. You should choose not to play whenever a bad fight happens, right? That means of course you're gonna die, right? There's nothing you can do, and then you come back because you're like, oh, I should save him, but there's no way, right? Oh my god! Oh no! Okay, that's a 15 GG, you know. But yeah, that's the general idea. Is that you should. I would recommend that you work on recognizing good and bad fights. Okay, so the first one is matchup, right? You should know if you win the matchup. Like, oh, if we have all in and we have good value on our engage, that's a win, right? And then it's like, oh, how many people do they have, right? That would help you with the Thresh trying to all in the Alistar Tristana, but they had a jungler, right? That's how you know you don't want to fight that, right? Let's see. Okay, this is looking interesting because you have 3 people, but there's a missing jungler, so this could go pretty poorly. But you play slow, which is really good, right? This is what you do. Is if you don't know, you play for value, right? So that way this can work, right? Or it has a high chance of working still, right? That was really good by you.
It gets really bad. Trust me, I get too greedy here.
I think you just want to push and run, right? Unless,
or maybe not exactly here, but later on.
You just want to push. Morgana's back by now, so you definitely don't want to go in, right? Taking tower is a advantage for them. Oh, okay, I was gonna say Tumble could be scary, right? Why is Tumble scary?
I mean, you're just putting it on cooldown. It's your only real.
Oh yeah, you know, you're the Vayne main, right? So you know for sure. Zaya could have really do there if she's crazy. Oh my, that was a sick condemn. You're actually gonna get this guy, because it's 2v3, right? You set up yourself in a way you cannot lose. This is all you want in League of Legends, okay? I promise you that if you can do this with the other fights where they have more people, or you know it's a bad fight, you're gonna win all your games, right? You guys want to leave because no one has any HP. Okay, that was really bad. Yeah, you definitely want to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay. Ari's here.
Trust me, dude.
Hold up. What's going on? Ari's here. Where's their enemy mid laner? I think they're dead. Okay. This is doable. You don't want to solo him. You're gonna get E'd if you're not careful. Oh, what the hell? I think this is just a.
Oh my god! Like, I would have flashed it, but.
Wait, I think this is just a brain fart moment for you, right?
Super big brain fart.
Because he doesn't even have to E and you die. He has press the attack, so that's awkward. But anyways, that was literally the only time I saw that from you. So don't worry about that. Okay, what's going on here? Let's see this. Jesus. Yeah, he misses. You guys gotta run. Oh, he missed the bind. You can go. Oh, okay. We auto minion is still okay. We're still okay. We win this 100%, right? Because you win this 2v2. How did we know?
And just the minion. I mean, the binding missed. No stole shield. Easy.
Negative value. Negative value. So
it's like everything's like doesn't mean anything.
I want you to think of the game in terms of that. Okay. I think that happens the most in these 2v2 matchups. That and numbers advantage. Okay, those 2 things. That will help you determine whether or not you want to help a fight. So when you miss that binding, we go all out on this guy. You can even ulti here, and it'll be good.
Dude,
right?
I need to stop autoing minions, man.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward, but it's okay. Look, so far you autoing minions hasn't affected anything, right? In terms of the outcome. Okay, we probably didn't have to flash, but it's okay. Right?
I was
style
like,
points.
Super scared of getting one shot. It's happened too many times before.
Style points. We gotta take the tower, right? So I think that will definitely help you the most. Is when you see a bad fight, you play slow. Okay, you play for value, and if you can't help, you don't help. Okay, that's the thing that'll help you the most. Let's fast forward a bit, see if we see any more of that, because I think that's the big thing. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, this is 2v2. Okay, he can help this. Oh, okay, he's out. Okay, there's no. Oh my god, that condemn was amazing. You're gonna kill them all if you don't. Okay, that's good. You gotta run. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Look, your mechanics are not the issue. right? Would you say your mechanics are the issue? I would say your mechanics are not the issue. It's like not the you're not gated by mechanics, right?
I
would
just
say
have like
you're-
this ego or like this attitude.
I'm playing Vayne. I'm a 1v1
I'm
anyway.
like, I got Vayne head right now. It's like I
Vayne
got a
spotting.
Vayne head and I'm like
Okay.
I can take all of you on, you know?
Check out this Ari though. How do you know that she can't get anything here?
That she can't get here. I mean the minion.
Yeah, the minion. Actually, she didn't even see the minion, so I guess that's okay. That was just unlucky.
It was like
that was just unlucky, I guess. But yeah, that was pretty bad. Vayne. That was pretty bad Ari ult, right? I'll say that's a 0 value ulti. She hit something, but now it's on cooldown, right? So not very good. Wait, hold on. Where are we going? Okay, where are we going? Tell me.
trying to defend mid, but I mean I was already going that way and it comes down.
It's already gone, right? So you go back top, right?
I think yeah, I do go back top. Oh wait,
I
no,
hope you go
don't.
back top, right? So mid is for Ari, right? Or whoever wants to be mid. I mean, being mid here is okay, but now you have 2 people mid, which is really awkward. Okay, same thing about the tower. How many engages do they have? Honestly, we have to
One?
take a look at the.
Yeah, I think like 1.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at the thing. But make sure you account for that stuff right before you hit the tower. I think that's like a small thing you can add, but maybe something that hasn't hurt you yet, but something that might hurt in the future. You know, like how many times have you hit a tower and Zach goes on you and you fucking die, right? That's how you prevent that, right? Same thing with Morg flash ult. Oh, is that what's gonna happen? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay. Good condemn. You're probably gonna die because they have more people, right? Yep. How do we know they have
Yeah.
more people?
because we don't have vision on them. I just
Right,
have
so
to
that's how
assume
you-
that it's 2v4.
Exactly. That's how you know you want to get out, right? That's how you know that you. Actually, Alistair fucked
Honestly,
you.
I got super baited because I was just really trying to get the tower, and then
Mhm.
once I tunneled in way too far.
Honestly, the tower is not bad. But I think nowadays, if you give kills to the carries, I think that's it's almost not worth. I actually think it's not worth getting the tower. Giving kills to like scaling carries like Victor or something, but that's just me. Okay, where are we going now? Where should you be now? Here's a good question. Where should you be now?
Top lane?
Yes. Why do you say that?
Because there's no one there. I mean, I see like
Big reason.
Oh.
What's the big reason?
there's
What's
a big
fat
wave.
and purple
What's fat and purple?
and worm like?
Oh, Baron.
Yeah, dude. You
Baron,
go
Baron,
bot, they
Baron.
go to Baron,
This
and
is
you're like,
a-
holy shit, you got a face check, right?
It's a ticket for them to Baron.
Yes,
Me
yes.
going bot with Ornn.
Or they can ward it, and then you guys have to face check, and then Alistair takes half his health. Okay, this is bad. How do we know it's bad?
Alistair going in 1v3, thinking
No
that it's-
follow up.
No follow up, very useless abilities.
Right, so
No
this is a fight
value.
you don't want. This is you take this slow. So he's dead, you're out. You guys wave clear now. Good. Right. So you can do it, right? We've seen you do it when you clearly recognize it's not good. So our only recourse, or the only thing you have to do is add more things to that pile of definitely don't take this fight. So someone insta dying, is really bad. So the other thing you need to recognize is really poor value, right? Should be a red flag for you now. I think if you add that in, that'll help the most, right? And then obviously you can't go top because you have a dead guy, so you push mid. This is really good. This is really good response by you. And then now you can say we can go top. You can go bot. You can attack that. Yeah, this is good. They have no tank, so they can't Baron, right? Theoretically speaking, you keep going, see what you can get. Okay, you guys should be able to kill this guy. It's 2v1. You want to flash the E, very good, and then you win. Really good. Look, mechanics not in question at all, right? Okay, sure. We want dragon. Fine. I think that's acceptable. Dude, just like last game, the game has turned around somehow, like within the last 30 seconds. I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Like at the same
What
point.
the hell?
I guess I'm just used to losing early with Vayne and like
So
waiting
funny.
for some picks,
Okay.
waiting for a throw. Like
This is fucking free, dude. Hell yeah. Oh, okay, this is less free now. Okay, this is less free, right? Okay, you play slow, hit the closest guy, and you win. Oh, this is really good. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, go Baron. Maybe. You should go Baron. How do you know you should go Baron?
They're all low. They're all
Yeah,
gonna
they're all low.
play defensively.
So, don't worry about that, honestly. Oh, okay, you guys do Baron. Yep, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And then
You
Baron
can
Steal, you need to condemn the Udyr. Wow, what the hell?
I
You
think
didn't get it.
I think I can. Oh wait, no, I did condemn here. There was this one game where like we didn't have smite up, and they're like Echo. He wasn't the jungler, but like just jumps in, and I accidentally condemned Baron. So
That's
it was
awkward.
like a heart attack right there.
Is there anything you can do to prevent Udyr from getting into the pit?
Yeah, usually, and I've been doing this like quite recently. Is just if it's Warrior and he's waiting to flash over like that or jump over, I'll just like condemn him towards one of those walls. Like
Yeah, exactly. So he
it's a
can't
funny
flash.
trick, like, they
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
anything about it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna suggest. So you already know. That's good. This game is actually going really well. So that's good. There are a lot of less poor fights in this one. I guess. Except that one time Alistar killed himself. That was pretty bad. But yeah, it's honestly that's like the big thing I think you should work on. Because that's the thing that'll impact most of your games, if not all of them. Because it'll happen every single game, right? Every single game, one of your teammates will find a bad fight. Okay, so you gotta learn to recognize that and not take the fight slow, right? Don't try and go crazy trying to help it. What's going on here? You guys are sieging. I think it's okay because you guys have so much. You guys are so far ahead.
Here is like big throw.
Really? It's probably because you guys
dive.
dive. Oh, just hit the tower then, right? Easy.
I'm the one that's like spam targeting the tower.
That's fine. This is fine. You're playing correctly. This is fine. Your team's killing themselves. That's not your problem.
They're all dying.
That's not your problem. And then you play slow. You can hit these guys.
Going my pathing.
Oh,
and then
okay.
I totally didn't see the poppy there.
Oh.
The.
Okay, so the only thing we can ding is like map awareness, but that's fine. Or what else have we been talking about? Don't help this bad fight if it's not possible, right? So this is also one of those things where no matter how many times you hit Udyr, you're gonna lose, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, he's not. It's not like I'm gonna 3-shot him.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the underlying theme here. Is that sure there are other things you can work on, but I think this is the biggest issue in that it's like if a fight breaks out, you're gonna help no matter what happens. That's what I'm thinking, right? Most of the time, and that's not what you should do, right? You should play slow if the fight is really bad, right? Or you should not even help. Like when Alistar killed himself, that was good. You just get out, dude. There's nothing you guys can do. Just wait for him to respawn. I think that's like the biggest thing here. Let's keep watching. Get red, sure, go top, and then someone got a free kill, right? So look, it happens on both sides, right? Oh wow, what's going on? Okay. Hit this guy, easy. You're Vayne, you just kill them all. You can probably aim Victor now. You have flash. You can probably aim Xayah too. Very nice. Look, your mechanics have no issues with playmaking, right? We have none of those issues. Okay, that's what I think at this rank. You have no issues doing that. How many times have I said no issues now? But look, it was very clean. You saw the exact same thing I did. It was either the Victor or the Xayah. So that was really good. And then you just fucking kill yourself. So wait, what happened? Why didn't you end? Oh, did they spawn?
Yeah, I think they just spawned.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
We ran out of minions.
That's fine.
Yeah, our inhib was down. Yeah, this next fight, I mean, we just win like this next fight, but I mean, I ain't really. Yeah, I just like go full Rambo.
Oh, it's because you got hit by Victor, right? You got hit by everything, so.
I got hit by everything, dude.
Right. So, what was his value on his abilities?
Pretty high.
Yeah, as high as possible. He killed the AD carry, right? So that's pretty fucking good.
Last tick, I was just like, I had a tumble up, but I didn't think I would die.
Out of like the tens of fights that we saw, only 2 of them is something where you do like this. Okay, don't worry about that yet, right? Unless this happens more times than we've seen here today, I think you don't have to worry about shit like that. I mean, obviously don't do that, but I think the big issue is we're trying to continue fights that are started out bad. I think is the underlying theme, and if you go through your replays and you fix that, right? The second thing you should do is work on where you should be in the mid game. Right, we're like, you should go top. You should go top, right? you gotta push out the wave and then go do something, right? Gold generation, right, is a big thing. Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing. Let me see if I can find like examples of me doing it, right? Because it'll happen every game. Let's see.
I have a question. I mean, I guess it's obvious when you see them waste summoners, but how do you keep track of like who has what or like what?
Like who has flash, so you can dodge Cassiopeia flash ult.
Yeah, or like sort of like expect it.
So basically, the idea is you're playing Vayne, right? You're gonna hit the tower and then pause for a second, switch over to the enemy team. What are they gonna do? That's how you figure it out, right? Is, oh shit, I'm playing Cassiopeia. What would I do? I would R flash, right? That's what I was thinking when you were hitting the tower. Is that if I was that Cassiopeia, I would try and bait you and then R flash, right? Something like that.
I
Or
see.
if I'm playing Alistar, this is the exact route I would take, and I would flash combo because you guys can't see me, right? I'll get a pink ward and do that, right? You have to pretend you're the other guy, right? That's how you know Xayah E is coming, right? You pretend you're Xayah. What is she gonna do? Of course, it's super obvious, right? There's nothing new that you haven't seen before. After playing 212 games this season, I guarantee you will not see anything new for a long time, right? Not for a long time. Let me see if I can find an example of like, oh, this fight is awful. Let's not do this. It's pretty one-sided. Hold up. Let's take this one. See any of these?
Damn, unlimited replays.
I know, right? Dude, I got
Unlimited.
that 3 terabytes, dude.
Holy.
Oh yeah.
I only have like 50 gigs.
Let's just throw in any example. Okay, let's just fucking start from the beginning. Whatever. Okay, what do you notice in this lane?
Xayah's low.
Right, and then what about the matchup? What's the matchup on your side? What's the matchup on their side?
Well, I mean, you're just an all-in.
Agreed.
can't-
Agreed.
And they're pretty safe. I mean, not now, but I mean, Tom Kench can still eat Xayah, you know?
Right. So you got all in catch versus all in, right?
Hmm.
That's how I see it, right? So then you say, who has more HP? We do, so we win, right? And who's gonna get more value, right? So if you watch, we'll see that, oh shit, I got hit, so I gotta wait it off, right? 0 value Q, that's fine, I guess. And then we got hella value because we're playing Vayne, right? And it's like, oh, this is awkward because there are more people. So that's when you know you leave. You need to get out, right? So that's it's like you have to. So like he's gonna get him by himself. All I have to do is stay alive, right? I actually die here, but the idea is that when you recognize you need to leave, you gotta go, right? That's the first thing, is you gotta recognize when you need to leave. This is actually a good outcome. Why is it a good outcome?
Because Tom got the kills.
Yeah, they
And
had
it's not
the
fair.
gank and we still got the kill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch this one too. It's still the same thing, right?
Same.
Except what do you see on the map?
Rengar's on your side.
So how many people on each side?
3v3.
I agree, right? 3v3. So how do you determine who wins? Whoever gets more value, right? Like we said. So let's see what happens. Okay, I got hit. And then, oh, what's going on over there? And then, okay, how's his value?
Well, he doesn't have his Q anymore. A pretty valuable beat.
Well, hold up. Here. How much value did Rengar get?
Pretty high.
Right, it's really good.
Pretty high value.
It's
Yeah.
as high as possible. That's the
of
best target.
Yeah.
Right? So even though Tom 8, it's not as good. So that's how you know they lost. Is that there's nothing they can do, right? They put themselves in a position where they cannot win. Right here. Wait, hold up. Right here. Right, that's the idea, is that no matter what they do, look, it's Tom Kench, even Ader, right? No matter what they do, they can't win. That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Look at this. That's just, oh, you have Tom Kench, that's fine. We just kill her after she comes out, right? So it's like, oh, I guess they all die. Obvious, poor condemn, right? Even you could do that condemn better. That just goes to show that it's not about mechanics, right?
There's so many times that it goes like that. So,
Okay, then what's going on here? Do I win? Am I losing or winning?
It looks like you could win. Level 5.
But is it obvious,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Is it obvious that I'm winning or losing?
Okay, no.
Like, I need to run.
It was a little iffy. It was
I'm fucking dying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to run. So you prioritize getting away, right? So we're just trying to get away here. We don't even care about getting this kill. We just don't want to die to Zed. And that's how you do it, right? It's like
Yeah.
make sure that you set up a good fight if you can, and then if your team, your team is going to set up the good fight usually, and then if you can't find a good fight, you just wait, right? And don't take bad fights. Like, what's going on here? Let's see if there are any good examples here. Okay, what's going on here? We're seeing this guy, and then it's like, oh, okay, we can't do any more, right? So this is an example of we didn't get enough value, right? So there's no real easy way to do this because they have a jungler, right? This is 2v3.
Definitely.
So no matter what, don't get baited into the 2v3, right? So let's keep fast forwarding. It's the same thing over and over again.
I like because I've already watched like 3 of your whole coaching sessions. And I love how you always mention how if you don't see the jungler on the map, then you always have to assume that he's there. That you're
dude, like, yeah, dude, look at this. I have 5 assists and I'm tumbling away, right? And then we see Ivern, so that's how you know is that, oh shit, 100% chance is that you win this, right? Because we see Ivern and we're winning and they have no HP. And then we just hit these guys. Sure. Our team comes to dive. Whatever. Let me see. Team comes to dive. And then how do you know this is a winning dive?
Oh, because you got Rengar coming.
It's 4v2, right?
He was on the enemy team.
Oh shit! Yeah, that would be really bad. But yeah, this is 4v2, so you have numbers advantage, you win, right? Same thing. Yeah. Let's talk about this. So this is the idea of you need to go top, right? This would be kind of similar, but this is earlier in the game, right? You need to go top, and then you push, and then you go do something, right? So I'm like, oh, I can hit this tower for XYZ reason, right? There's no one here, so you can hit the tower. And then it's just Swain. So who wins 2v1? Swain or us? Yeah, so we just fucking kill his ass, I'm pretty sure. Let me see it. Oh, we actually don't do it yet, but that's probably later. And then this is the idea is that you push first, right? So this is your mid-game stuff. After you work on recognizing bad fights and making sure you play slow in them and not committing, you do this. This is the mid-game stuff I was talking about, where you push and then you go do something, right? So I was hitting the tower until I saw Xayah. So and then I'm like, oh, this is not possible, right? So you leave. And then you go do something else, right? Stealing blue is pretty good. Stealing Grump is pretty good. You should think of these as money, right? Gold generation, right? Is what you're looking for. And then
drowning them, suffocating them.
Right, exactly. And then okay, what's restaurant here?
Quincy's rush. The rage
right. That's usually the only reason why I pick Vayne, is if I can build this item. But yeah, how do you know you lose?
It's you don't see anyone on the map.
Yeah, 5v2, right?
Yes. There's someone that Tom can choose.
Right, doesn't matter how good you are, it's just fucking, you're just dead, right? The whole team's in base. So, it's the same concept no matter what rank you're at, right? It's the same, literally the same concept, right? So if you see when we play this out, it's all the same thing. We're going to push out, right? And then we're going to go do stuff, right? We went top, clear some shit, go top, same thing, push out, right? And then we have 160 at 17. That's not too bad, right? That's the idea. Because that's how you get your money, right? We even went to get Krugs actually here, and then it's like, oh, I guess their whole team is just in their base, so we just push again, right? Let's try and find another fight. Okay, this is an example of you've counted. There's only one person who can come at you, so it's Zed, right? So in this case, you're like, oh, what do you do? And then you come up with a plan, right? So you just kill his ass or something. I don't know. You're playing Vayne. I'm sure you know that you can beat these guys, right? Vayne versus Rengar, Vayne versus Zed. It's all like the same thing. We actually almost die here, but
so close.
Right. So the reason you win is you have tabbies, right? Same thing with the Rengar. You have tabbies, you can condemn him. What are some other examples? It's probably not. Honestly, this wasn't a great game, but let's see this one. Let's do a few more real quick before we call it a day.
Okay, definitely. Hey, and I'm sorry for taking up more time than.
Oh, no worries, no, dude. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Always, most sessions go long anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. So, okay, this is easy. That's 2v1, right? And then it's like, oh, we just help these guys. Okay, the instant you see his teleport, right, you're losing, right? Because they have more people. So you gotta leave. So everyone's trying to get out, right? And if we ever turn, it's because we see something good, right? So something's happening over here. Looks good. So that's how you know. Never at a time were we in any kind of danger, if that makes any sense, right? It's not about risk. It's all about it's never about risk. It's all about 100%, right? 100. No way Urgot can stop us, right? So that's how we know we can hit him, right? No way Vayne can stop. No way Xayah can stop us, right? That's how we know we can hit him, right? That's the idea, is that these guarantees. that are met, right? And then it's like, oh, what's going on here? How do we know we want this or don't want this? They just have no HP, right? It's just, oh, we just go in. And then what about this fight? Let's see what happens here. So this is a reason why you push in lane is because you can rotate to this fight fast, right? So we're gonna come ASAP and see what happens. Oh, okay, it looks like they failed their engage, so we just kill them all, right? Theoretically speaking, they just come to help. All right, what about this fight? Okay, let's see this. What's the value on this Arcana gauge?
Pretty high.
That's not bad, right?
Oh,
I'll say it's good. And then it's like, oh, that's awkward, right?
Yeah,
because they didn't kill her, so it wasn't good enough, right? Oh, that was a 0 value E. He just dies.
Yeah.
That's kind of awkward. But yeah, there's that. The Rakan engage was actually not very good, right? It was actually 0, I would say, or less than 0, because they didn't kill Janna. They had to one shot. This is an example if you can hide in the bush, right? Actually, misplay here, but that's fine, because we have more people, and then see how much we can get. Okay, it turns out we're just gonna run them down. Oh, he dead.
Nice.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah,
you can do all the mechanics that we've done.
Janna. There's
you can
no
literally.
escaping.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then this. How do you know you win against Urgot?
You got barrier. You got ulti.
No. What's the biggest reason? Biggest reason. We think big.
Oh,
think big.
you got Janna right behind you.
Yes, people. Number of people, right?
Yeah.
So even if you assume they have jungler, or I saw their jungler or whatever, that's how you know. You can just tumble in. It doesn't matter, right? For some reason I recognize he has no teammates, so you just kill his ass, right? You can literally do everything I've done in this game so far, right? Mechanically speaking. So, okay, let's watch this part. Let's see what's going on here. So for example, why am I sitting in this bush here, and why am I not pushing this?
Well, I mean, it's like an easy chance to kill Urgot again.
No, like why am I not hitting him though here? Why is it not safe?
Oh, you don't see anyone?
Yeah, number of people. See? And then you see Rengar, and you're like, oh shit, now we can go. Right? Number of people. That's the big one. Right? This game actually has a Rengar in it, so it might be useful in terms of comparing it to your first replay. But yeah, you can see him, so now you can go, right? And you didn't have a teammate. You didn't have your teammates, so you have less people, right? People is most important, right? And it's like, oh shit, there are people here, right? That's why we worded it, right? That's the idea.
Right, yeah.
And then value of the Rakan was low, so theoretically speaking, if everyone comes, we win this 5v5, right? And then I don't know what's going on now, but I probably end up dying because Urgot ulted me. But turns out that they just had less people than us, so we won, right? Considering TPs and roams and whatever.
Right, yeah.
So that's the idea, is that you win without having to lift a finger, right? Oh, this guy just gets surprised because we just run at his face. That's really sad by him.
Well, yeah, in a way you're kind of like setting up for advantages. Right,
you guarantee victory no matter how mechanically it's played, unless someone does something crazy, right? Let's see what's going on here.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, let's watch this. Holy shit. Oh my god!
That damage.
Dude, that was fucking crazy. And then it's like, oh, yeah, we're dead. So pretty bad, right? How do we know? Oh, I guess we had the same amount of people. Because we didn't have a Janna, she got one shot, but they don't have an Urgot. So I guess we're just too far ahead at this point. But that was a mistake by us, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit, right? And then the game's pretty much over. Actually, let's watch this part. Let's see what's going on here. I guess we'll call it after this one, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Save it for another session.
Okay, low value Urgot. Holy Nuno going with the big plays. And then oh, we're just hitting the closest guy, right? Like, look, playing slow, right? Making sure you try and get as much value as possible. We actually get cocky here, right? So this would be an example of enemy engage. We didn't count the enemy engage. This would be like Cassiopeia R flash, right? It doesn't have to, it could literally be any mid laner, right? Cassiopeia R flash, Azir insect, whatever. It doesn't matter. They all have something to kill you with, right? So you gotta. That's also something you can watch out for. But I think you're doing okay on that front. Just make sure you don't hit towers when you shouldn't, right? And then our team's so far ahead, I guess they just carry the game. But yeah, that's kind of what I think you should work on in a nutshell. Is make sure that if you do not know 100%, you win the fight. And examples being you have more people, or they have no HP, or they have no ultimates, then you should play slow, right? You should play slow. And I think that'll help you the most. Right, I want you to recognize ability value and number of people. That'll help the most. And in terms of laning, think about the matchup, right? I think your laning came out pretty good, honestly, in terms of results. So you don't have to worry about that just yet. But definitely think about the matchup, because that'll help you with the, Vayne versus Rengar, Vayne versus jungler, right? Or Vayne versus top lane, right? Stuff like that. So
definitely.
But yeah, let me know how that goes. In terms of making sure you're getting better at it every game, you should try and think of something like, whenever a fight breaks out, ask yourself, is it obvious we win? And you have to give a reason before you hit anything, okay? So at first, it's going to feel really bad, right? Because you're not going to hit anything for a long time while you're thinking about it. But if you do this more and more often, it'll come more naturally to you, right? This is about building habits. This is about building good habits to help you win, right? So you have to start out slow, right? But the first is, before you hit anyone, you need to ask yourself, is it obvious we win? Right? Is it obvious we want this? And I think that'll help you the most, right? Because I think a lot of the fights where we kind of hope, we just like go in, auto attack once, and then we get run down, right? So that's kind of the idea, is to help you fix that, right? In terms of mechanics, you're good. In terms of rotations, sure, it could be better, but I think at this rank is fine, right? I think this is the thing that will help you the most, is making sure that we don't help bad fights, and make sure that if someone does do something stupid, we let them like die if we can't find any way to help them, right? Like that Alistar who did that dumb shit mid. I don't know what was going on there, but there was no way that was gonna work. So yeah, that's what I think would help. And when you watch your replays, do you watch your replays by any chance?
Yeah, I mean, I have Plays TV as well, so I just like in queue or a little bit after the game, I just like kind of analyze what went wrong or why I made certain mistakes.
Right. So the way you kind of figure out if you're getting better at this is look at your deaths, right? So you look at the deaths and you say, what happened here? You say this is chasing. You say this is chasing, or you not clean. That's how I would put it. Is not clean, right? What is this one? Caught by enemy engage is what I would say for mine, right? So my issues are different than yours, but it's all the same idea in terms of watching your deaths and figuring out what went wrong, right? So this is my like list where it's like, oh, map awareness is our weakest point, so we should work on map awareness, right? So for example, I would say before I hit anyone in a team fight, I look at the map, right? Something like that. I see. And not being clean was really big, so I had clean as a goal as well, which is like, for example, wasting condemn. That's like low value ability, so make sure I have high value ability all the time. Yeah, for you, before you hit anyone, ask yourself, is this fight good, right? If it's obviously good, go. If it's obviously bad, you want to get out, right? And if you don't know, play to the most value, right?
Right. Okay.
I think that'll help you the most. And then over time, you'll be able to, see patterns in terms of, oh, this is really good. Like when I was watching a replay, I was like, oh, this is bad, like immediately, right? So you'll eventually get to that point. That's what we're aiming for.
For sure.
So yeah, let me know how that goes. If you have any questions, actually, do you have any questions?
No, I mean, I guess I answered everything that I was wondering now. Nice. But if I have anything else, I'll definitely ask you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, any other, if you do come up with questions later, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm always online. You have like 30-second clip of a team fight and you're like, wait, what am I supposed to do? I'm always down to answer those. But yeah, beyond that, I guess we'll conclude for today.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alan. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you as well. I mean, this is a source of income for me, so.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we're both winning at this point. So
I hope your solo queue games go well, and you're close to Diamond 5, right? So
yeah,
let's see it. The final push.
The final push.
And after that's Masters, right? So easy.
Yeah, it doesn't end there.
Yeah, good luck, dude.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You too.